Greetings, everyone, and Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Yeah, it's another Wednesday Night Live for a really weird time of the year, March, where there's no new cars coming out. There's car stories. Um, Racing is kind of starting. I'm hearing my stuff. I'm hearing myself through you. And it's just really a weird time of year. So I have some news stories, and I changed what the focus is going to be because I actually saw this article on the new Dodge Scat Pack Charger thing, and I want to eviscerate the shit out of that at the end. So that's where we are right now. So how you doing, Fluno?
Oh, doing fine, Dennis. Hello, everybody out there. As you can tell, the Florida weather has changed a little bit. It's beautiful, actually. I'm not, you can, like I said, always tell what's going on up here in the north of Florida. And it's a nice evening. It's been a full week, no complaints. And that's it. So I hope everybody's doing fine out there.
Yes. All right. So I actually have a couple things left. I have like something left over from last week, but it's so messed up that I had to talk about this because this is disturbing. I mean, literally, when you see this, you're gonna go, "What?" All right. So this is from The Drive. It seems like Mercedes rolled out something, and the CEO said the dealer said, "Wow, what the hell is this?" When they looked at the VLE van. Now it isn't a van; it's a Grand Limousine because they don't have vans in Mercedes. So they I can't even say this is Ola Clownius. He was the CEO of he's the CEO of Mercedes, and when he showed it to a select group of our American dealers, of course, they know their customer base, and they know the American market inside and out. And it said the first time he had an impression, they would go, "Wow, what the hell is this? This is something different." I think there it is. There is the Mercedes minivan.
Like the R Class, only worse.
Only worse because it is a full-on minivan with a sliding door. I mean, these car companies kind of can't get out of their way. I don't even understand this. I'm so confused on what's the purpose of this thing. I really am. I'm confused. Yes, Frank. That's what the dealer said. That's what I said. I have no idea. This is like some sort of transport thing. That it's 18 feet long with leather. Wait, let's look at the interior of this thing. So there's the interior with its captain's chairs and its big TV and
what?
This doesn't it scream Mercedes?
No.
Yes, Barbara DeRush. That's half SUV, half station wagon, half caravan. Yes, exactly. I don't know. I don't understand what they're doing here. Mercedes is they're a pretty lost company. They're not as lost though as BMW, as we'll get to them in a second. But this is pretty lost. I don't even understand. They're going for a market that I don't know if is really there. The luxurious minivan. Barbara, I don't know. They just announced it. I'm imagining that this thing is gonna be pretty freaking expensive. It's also electric, so there's that stupidity. I mean, they really. This is like everything can be wrong with this is wrong with this, and it has a range of 375 miles empty. Yeah. Air suspension, rear wheel steering, and yeah. And then the interior. So it's an electric appliance minivan. Because there's
the buzz did so well. Let's bring this out.
Yeah, exactly. No, Barbara, this is not going to be 55,000. This thing's probably going to be 90 grand all day long, twice on Sunday. It's going to be 90 grand, easily 90,000. Come on, don't you want to run out and get the Mercedes? Look at that. Look, you get the little thing on the nose. You get the little You get the
Dear Lord.
little triangle on the nose. You get these big captain's chairs. I mean, come on, it's electric too, so you can go like 200 miles. Can somebody please explain to me what the car companies are doing? Why are they making things that no one wants? You know, this is a good off ramp for this. Flodo, I think this is a good off because I've actually been thinking about this, and I'm probably going to do a full video on it. What I'm thinking this is basically like we had in cinema and TV, where we had, as they call it, woke. It was basically trying to cater to people that really aren't their customers, and they're thinking of a new audience. And I did a thing kind of on a new audience for cars, and that's what this is. This is catering to a new audience that doesn't exist. That's exactly all this is. It's catering to an audience that doesn't exist. I mean, look how well it worked for Ford. They lost $19 billion, and it worked really great for Stellantis. They lost $26 billion. You know, and General Motors only coped up to, what, $9 billion in losses because they're chasing an audience that doesn't exist. That's what this is. This is literally wokeness and searching for an audience that does not exist. That is exactly what this is. And I don't get it. I really don't. I'm at the point where I just don't get it. I don't get. I mean, it's almost like the companies are allergic to making money. Because if you build stuff people like, you make money.
Right.
That's the way life works. I mean, all the movie studios make stuff that's garbage, and they lose $100 million of a movie. You know, Mercedes is probably going to come out with probably a $20 million loss or write down very soon. Because I mean, stupid stuff like this, even though they are developing new V8s and new 6s, because they actually they're developing an inline 6. But they're still doing these stupid things with, you know, this type of nonsense, which I don't understand. I don't understand. You get a star in a hood, I guess. I mean,
it's not even funky looking. It's like, it's not even like trying to be a radically ridiculous design. And I mean, it reminds me of when VW thought they could fool people by taking a Chrysler product and making it a Volkswagen minivan, and it didn't sell well because everyone knew it was, and nothing against the Chrysler minivan at the time, but everyone knew that it wasn't a VW. Yeah, and nobody wanted it.
No, nobody did. No, that didn't go very well. So, you know, well, I'm going to roll kind of into this right now because might as well, because this also goes wrong the same damn lines as the previous thing. Yes, it is a toaster. Actually, I have a shirt like that. It is a toaster on wheels, and it says appliances belong in the kitchen, not on the road. So here we go. BMW, not to be outdone, has come out and said this insanity. So in now, remember, this is 4 years away. This is 4 years away. 4 years. Okay. And the tide is completely against these types of vehicles. BMW aiming for 50% of sales to be electric by 2030. That is a very easy target because if you make a lot of stuff that's ugly like this thing, you will have 50% because your sales will probably plummet by 50%. And that 18% taker, because that's all you're ever going to get, is going to end up being half. So that's how you do it. You basically destroy your base, look for new market, and don't find it. And then you end up selling a lot less cars. Good. So, yeah. So they want to sell half. And let's see. Yeah, BMW is aiming for EV sales to match that of its gas-powered cars in 4 years. Jesus. Yeah. So that was like the headline for that day, and I just had I can't even fathom that because literally, where is it? Oh, did I get rid of it? Oh yeah, because right after I read this article came out. The electric Volvo EX30 is dead after 2 years. This is probably one of the best things they had built because they're a Chinese company. And this thing lasted 2 years. So BMW wants to sell half of its cars to be electric. And Volvo is basically going, yeah, no, This is probably not a good idea. I can't even understand what's going on. Somebody make it make sense. None of this makes sense. None of this makes sense at all. I mean, it's in Canada and Mexico, and they sell tens. They probably sell tens of these there. I mean, honestly, it's just I don't even understand this. I mean, so they actually bailed out, and we all know that Volvo is a Chinese company, and yeah. So this is their a car I didn't know existed is no longer being made. So there's that. Yeah, this is remember, hey, Fluno, remember like when you started getting sneak peeks of stuff now for like the fall and how fun that was. It's like, oh my God, this is coming out. Oh my God, there's another car coming out. Oh my God, this is going to be great. Oh, I can't wait for this car to come out. And now
there's nothing exciting at all with these. No. The only nice thing about the BMW picture was the kidney grill looked normal.
You mean it's not like a giant beaver tooth?
Yes, the one part about that picture.
It's not a giant beaver tooth anymor.
No, that's the
one new class.
I don't even know what vehicle is that. An electric vehicle?
It's an iX3. They sell tens of these things in the US. Yeah, I mean it's pointless. The problem I have with it is too much glass up front. Like all this is too much. If this was black, it wouldn't look so. It looks kind of silly. I like the smaller kidneys because I hate the M4s. The M4 kidneys are horrible.
I'm being very sarcastic on that because, like I said, that's the winning part of that vehicle.
No, that's the only thing. That's the positive. Right there's the positive. That's it. Right there's the positive. Yeah, there's not a lot of the positives with this thing.
I don't get any of this because they're not cheap either. I mean, it's not like, hey, it's $25,000 and it's a great city car for 200 miles. Oh, okay, maybe I'll give it a shot for a lease. No.
Well, come on, don't you know that Chrysler and Ford are coming out with $25,000 vehicles?
Yeah. Sure.
Ford's going to make a $30,000 electric truck. Yeah. Right. And the Slate's going to be $30,000. Right. Yeah. And they're going to make money. Oh, wait, no, they're not. What am I saying? Not making money. I don't even understand this. I mean, these are cars marketed for nobody. And honestly, they really, like this weekend, I'm driving to Orlando. I couldn't fathom doing that in an electric appliance. I honestly don't even know how I would do it.
No,
because it's 130 miles each way for me, and where I'm going. So it's 260 miles, and that's optimal. If I don't use anything, I could probably snake that out of a car. But honestly, what do I do? So then I got to find the charger and plug it in, and hope nobody steals the charger or the car. Or I don't know.
And here's the part I don't understand either about any of this. I know we're like a broken record on it, but it's still kind of fun and insane at the same time, and it's maddening. Like when back in the old days they'd pull the blanket off the car and who actually says I can't wait till this rolls out? I mean, people are gonna their jaws are gonna drop. And who do they talk to about this?
I don't know. I don't know who these are. See, that's the thing though. This is why I call it like woke garbage, because it's not for the built-in audience that already wants your products. It's for an audience that doesn't exist. We know how many. It's a small percentage of people that actually want electric cars. It's in the United States. I'm thinking it's probably less than 10%. I'm guessing it's
7 and 9%.
Yeah, it's a little less than 10%. In Europe, they get forced a little bit harder into it, but even there, it's still less than 20. There's no giant rush wanting these cars. I mean, it's not there. And I don't even understand. I'm trying to figure this one out.
And those sales that pretty much plateaued to begin with.
Yes, there is just a certain number, and allegedly this year they're going to have a bunch of turn-ins. And I don't know what's going to happen when the dealers get flooded with these things. Because how do you buy a used one of these? I mean, how do you?
I've often thought about that.
How do you buy one of these? I mean, seriously, especially if they're lease turning, so they're probably generous leases. So say it was a $60,000 car new, and the lease they give them, they wrote down $20,000, so it's $40,000
Hmm.
is left on it. So they got to try to sell it for 40 grand. How?
No.
It's already had 3 years of life taken out of it,
Yeah.
and I mean, a leased car is one thing because, the engine has, 200,000 miles on it. I mean,
Sure.
that's a modern thing too. And say it has 40
Yeah.
grand on it, it's got plenty of life in it.
Yeah. Of
And
course.
yeah, but now with these things, it's like, okay, because batteries, yes, batteries can have a defined life, but there isn't a defined life in batteries because they can have issues.
Yeah.
And then, or maybe it can be under warranty, but if it's under warranty, it's not just a simple thing of like just immediately just changing it out. It's literally
Yeah.
removing the body of the car and change, and it's a lot of work. So you lose the thing for days on end. And I can't comprehend, the long-term goal, the long-term um plan for this, because sooner or later when they're going to get flooded with cars, and I don't know what you do with them. These aren't like you're getting flooded with a bunch of, four-door Chargers, that you could easily flip,
Right.
because they'll be cheap. These are expensive.
Well, and a friend of mine actually was looking at different luxury vehicles that are way out of my price range, but car guys, so we're
Mhm.
talking, and I was explaining to him how one of the business models Mercedes always has worked with, at least years ago, was here's your E-Class, the
Mhm.
most popular leased business sedan, and this is like, I'm going back, I don't know what the new
Right.
numbers are, but it used to be like 3 or 4 grand down, 499 a month, 3-year lease, beautiful. Then they get it back, usually a reputable lessor is owning the car or renting the
Right.
car, technically, and then they sell it as a certified pre-owned, and it still has plenty of life in that beautiful Mercedes. That it was how, and that's a very smart. Then someone like myself maybe could actually afford to just purchase the pre-owned Mercedes, and it's still in great condition with a lot less, money that you have to put down. And
Right.
then that same person is going to lease a new car. If I hypothetically was going to try an appliance, why would I purchase that used one when I could get an amazing lease deal for like $350 a month for 2 years and 24,000 miles just to give it a shot, right?
Exactly.
So the
I
resale of that pre-owned vehicle of electric, and that battery is depleted by 2 years and whatever.
All right. There you go. There's my appliances belong in the kitchen, not on the street shirt. Available at Spreadshirt. A link will be below. Yeah. So Barbara, I can't believe they put them in a parking garage because they weigh more than a big truck. That's kind of scary. They're actually saying that parking garages really can't handle a full floor of them because they're not structurally built for it. That's terrifying. The demand for toasters with wheels drop off a cliff once government stop providing EVs. Yeah, the business model doesn't work.
Nope.
Look what happened to Hertz's EV fleet. Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's that? Right. Where are those commercials?
Did
Where's
anybody
Tom
buy?
Brady at?
Did anybody buy those? I mean, seriously, they were fire sailing them, so to
Yeah,
speak. But did anybody buy them? Because I mean, they were trying to sell them for like pennies on the dollar
yeah,
because they couldn't get rid of them.
absolutely. Right.
I haven't heard anything else about that. That's the
No,
funny
the
thing. I haven't heard
commercials dropped
anything
off.
else about that.
Remember all the Tom Brady commercials and like
Yes.
the EV, those dropped off the map like Warren Sapp. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. I don't even understand this. Oh, hi Sue. How you doing? But the whole EV folly, it's amazing, and it's just like in entertainment though. They can't get out of their own way because they forgot they forgot the plot. It's literally
mhm,
they forgot the plot. And every car company at this point except Toyota, because
yep,
Toyota kind of, oh, we'll make a token one. But literally, it was we'll make a token one, whatever. Because then they just had the rest of their hybrids and whatnot, and they were selling the hell out of them, and they
yeah,
still sell the hell out of them.
Mhm.
But and you haven't heard Toyota talking about tariffs or losing money or anything
No,
like that. I haven't heard them complaining about anything.
no.
Because yeah, that's right. They didn't go full retard. I mean, Honda just lost like what 6 billion. Honda just lost money because they went full EV. They went full on with the EV last year and absolutely got destroyed. And Honda had no reason to do that.
Mhm.
Their
Mm-mm.
fleet, their fleet is very efficient. Their engines are known for being extremely reliable. And I don't even understand the concept of why you would go and basically self-destruct yourself. And they did. And I didn't understand that, especially from that company. I don't grasp it. But so they took an ass whooping. I think they're changing they're gonna start changing their mix back to more like Toyota, which is a much smarter idea. Toyota literally the entire time along basically stayed with the same tune. We don't really want to go EVs. We'll do hybrids. We'll do efficient gas engines. We're
They are
not
the
gonna
hybrid
do that.
pro. I mean, almost 30 years of the Prius.
Yeah, yeah,
They've
they didn't need they was like, look, we did it. It's a perfectly
yeah.
fine car. We made it reliable. You can drive it all around. You don't even know it. You don't even know it has a hybrid in there. You just drive it.
And it's a great point. When I think I've seen it kind of rivals the Hornet, I maybe have seen 3 or 4 prologues. That's the Honda
Yes.
electric.
Mhm.
Like I just don't know if like maybe they're just throwing something out, spitting on the wall, see if it sticks a little. And back to Toyota, it's funny where the name of their vehicle, I can't even remember it because it's like 4LTT16. It's some weird name. It's almost like they did it just to appease, and then
Yes.
they're just going to forget about it. But they did it just enough to again test their water.
Yep.
But they weren't going to put all the chips on the table for that. No way.
No, and it makes good business. See, here we go. This is part of the problem. The communist government in Canada mandated 100% of new car sales had to be EVs by 2030. Guess how it was accepted? If you guys haven't burnt down your capital yet, then you're not upset enough. I'm just saying that hypothetically, of course. But I mean, that's ridiculous. California walked that back. I mean, literally, they actually no. I'm sorry, they ran that back. They ran that back because it's like, yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
I don't even understand. See, this is part of the problem is that government, knows what's best for us, and they don't. The market does. And before the government got involved in the car business, everybody had something they could buy, and a teenager could go buy a new car. Because that's literally in late 60s, a teenager could buy a new car. Working at McDonald's could go buy a new car. That's not true anymore. I mean, there are people that actually work like real jobs and they can't afford a new car because they're like $50,000. So that's insane. I mean, that's insane. That's gonna fail. Canada, I don't think makes enough electricity to friggin' do that. I mean, there aren't that many people there, but geez. I mean, and it's cold in the wintertime, so I can't fathom that working really well. Can you imagine that? It's 10 degrees below zero. I got to charge the electric. Oh, wait, it didn't take any charge.
Oh,
Also, this little fact. Thanks, Frank. There's not enough lithium in the world, including potential sources, to even supply 1% of the EV mandate. No. Well, not only that, but lithium is filthy. It's taken from third world countries. They use child labor. That's 100%. They do use child labor. So there's that. The governments there aren't the nicest. They're a little oppressive. And that's not even it. There's other minerals too that we don't have, and that are available that are part of the battery packs. And it's not. And so there's all these other trace minerals that are hard to get to, and they're super filthy to mine. I mean, honestly, because they have to be cleaned from the when they're extracted, it has to be cleaned. And I have a cat behind me.
So
Yeah, I do. Look at that. And they have to be cleaned and use water. Water is a resource that is not plentiful. It seems that
Especially
way, but it
there.
really isn't. It is drinkable, potable water is actually not a very common thing. There's a lot of parts of the world where they have to use desalinization, and to go and waste water to clean lithium to make batteries for electric appliances that have coal burning plants make the electricity. I
Right.
don't even grasp. I don't grasp this. I just don't.
And I know someone that runs a very successful electronic recycling company, which I'm big into. And we had this discussion where he has talked about, let's talk about, I'll digress real quick, the solar panels. There is no way to actually recycle those when they go bad.
Nope.
And you're talking, okay, the mining, the this, the that, here's electric car, it sounds so green. But when it's dead, the disposal aspect is also not talked about. Where a combustion engine, you just break it all down, this and that, blah, blah, blah. You can recycle that metal.
All that metal can be reused. Yeah, all of it can be reused.
Absolutely.
The funny thing, wait, here's a funny part. Do you know that China doesn't use solar? They make panels and they sell it to us as suckers.
Of course.
They use coal. They use coal and nuclear. They've been building power plants like they're going out of style. Yeah. And they do not use solar. We're the idiots that use solar. We literally take away hundreds of acres of land that could grow food and put these pieces of glass and electrodes on this ground that could have grown food instead. So that's stupid. I everything about this is just dumb, and I'm just praying for a day that it actually just goes away. Because the other thing is that they're talking about fuel, and the thing is, you can make synthetic gasoline. They're using it in Formula One right now. They can make it. It's not that expensive to make. It is pure carbon. It's a pure carbon chain. So basically, when it burns completely, and it burns like gasoline. There's no weird things like ethanol. It literally burns like gas. And they have now made scaled models where they can actually put little processing plants and make a few thousand gallons a day in something the size of like a small business building. Literally, that could be done, but somehow or the other that can't be done. And I mean, these are things that are out there that are actually realistic and actually can be done. And we use the same technology we have right now, and suddenly we can't have that. I mean, think about that. I mean, if you had see, the one thing about cars with gasoline is gasoline does make it does have its own dirtiness inside the engine. That's why you have to change the oil, and you have to you have a car that has direct injection. Sometimes the valves get yucky.
Yeah.
Well, that's from all the byproduct of burning the gasoline. The other thing is if you get rid of that, because the natural gas vehicles that they had, the GTE down here in Florida had them, their engines were spotless. Literally, you could look in there.
I was about to bring them up. Yes.
It was a really clean burn, and it literally was same engine, just a different type of thing. Had a little less power because natural gas doesn't have a lot of juice in it. But the engines, the oil stayed clean, everything stayed clean. And it was pretty amazing how you can how
completely sustainable.
Yes, but that same thing with this gasoline. I mean, this has been known for decades that you can make gasoline out of different things. Now they can actually process it from the carbon in the hydrogen in the air, because there's hydrogen in the air, and that's what you get the carbon out of.
Well, a certain country in World War II, not on our team, over 80 years ago, was figuring this out because, they couldn't seem to get the part of the Soviet Union that had the gasoline. And so, again, 80 plus years ago, those individuals were working on this hardcore. Yeah, they knew about it even then.
Yeah, the Austrian painters team kind of they were trying to. They had some good scientists. They had some really good scientists.
Then they came here.
Yes, he did. Operation
And
Paperclip.
we forgot about the past. I
Oopsie.
digress. Oops.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
I think there was something with the Romanian oil fields too. That was like a huge.
Yeah, that was the big one. I was going to
That
say
was a big
yes.
battle.
The Balkans, the Romanian. Yes, they couldn't get it. So,
yes, Barbara. They level the taxes pay on gas. Yes, but here's the problem with the electric appliances. They don't get any of those taxes, and they're
nope.
California, and this is terrifying. And everybody should be terrified if they bring this up anywhere in your state. They're talking about taxing you per mile. There's nothing more frightening in my mind than that, because that means they'll be tracking your distance. Literally, and this isn't tinfoil type of stuff. This is literally something that they want to do, and they have to know every mile you drive. And that's just there's something so wrong with that that I just can't. And the thing is, I have 3 cars that can't have any of that work on it. Both my old BMWs and my Charger, they are completely, even though the 2 BMWs have computers, they're basically like Commodore 64s.
Right.
I mean, there's no communication with Skynet on that. Okay, it's just literally, it's just
connectivity.
There's no connectivity. There's nothing in that thing. So it's like, yeah, but California was the first to, I think they're doing it. Yeah. They're taxing the EVs per mile, and yeah, I want to see how this all plays out, because this is going to be ugly.
And just even higher registration rates. Like, oh, we're losing the money from these wonderful people that we've forced to buy this, but we're losing that gap. We got to get the money somewhere. Oh, so thanks for buying this to help XYZ, but now your registration is 3 times what your gasoline car was.
Yes, digital ID. That's right. 2 diesel Larry. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, though, and you got to remember, when you have a grift, like, and drug dealers do this, they give you a taste, and they give you at a discount. Because I see these suckers now with EVs. I see suckers with EVs. Oh, I only pay X amount of cents per kilowatt. Whatever. Wait till they come for you, dude. Wait till they come for you, and you're going to be paying a hell of a lot more than I do. They're trust me, because sooner or later you're going to pay the piper, and that's inevitable. It's government. I mean, because remember, the federal income tax was supposed to be temporary.
Yeah.
In 1913, it was supposed to be temporary. It was a temporary measure. You have to study history to understand how things work. And yeah.
Just like FICA, that was a World War II temporary tax.
Yes. Taxing the EVs by mile, how much? I don't know. I don't know if it was 20 cents or something like that. It was substantial. It was real cost. And yeah, I just don't. Oh yeah, I love this. Oh, this is great. This is always the old story. The tolls in New York State Thruway were temporary. Yeah, I remember that. Just to get the roads built. Once they were paid, it was going to be done. And that was the 1960s. Yes, Barbara. I lived there at that too, because the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, the toll was supposed to be temporary until they paid for the bridge, and then the MTA needed the money, so then they started using the money that they got from tolls to pay for the MTA. And now the toll is, I think it's $16 round trip to go from Staten Island to Brooklyn. And I think probably only like $1 of that goes to maintain the bridge. The rest goes to the MTA, the rapid transit in New York City. Yeah, 9 cents a mile to start with for the EV tax, probably. But I mean, it doesn't matter, because they're gonna literally, once they got you, they'll it's government. They'll just they'll take and turn the screws, because they got you. I mean, the thing is, once you buy an appliance like this, you're screwed. I mean, you've already spent hundreds, thousands of dollars to upgrade your home electricity to charge the appliance. Yeah. And now, your whole lifestyle is now based around the appliance. So now getting rid of it, it's almost like when you almost get like a timeshare. It's almost one of those things where, Christ, I'm kind of stuck into this.
Right.
I can't back out.
And here's
Oh
another
no.
one too, is that say again, for argument's sake, like, oh, I really want to try this. If it did, it'd be like a Tesla, obviously. Test it out, test a Tesla, say it was a great lease for $350 a month at 12,000 miles a year, fine. And of course, certain people out there who we know are like, oh yeah, there's these free chargers, but they don't tell you is those free chargers are not free. But second of all, they're not superchargers. So you might as well sit around and hopefully you have like a few hours to go do something, because that's what you're doing. And what if they're filled up? Well, now you're up the creek. So,
Yes.
So you're using taxpayers' dollars to build these not even superchargers, maybe 3 or 4 of them. And then if they're taken, well, now I'm up the creek, like I said, and you better get home so you can plug it into your socket.
Yeah.
And spend the rest of the night at home.
Yes.
And I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, literally, yeah. I mean, you're just, and the other thing is, I don't understand in Florida how people have these, because the other night we had a front come through. And half my area lost power. And I'm going, well, wow, what? And this was on a Thursday.
Don't talk about that either. That's right.
How are these people going to go to work tomorrow if they have an appliance, because they can't charge it now? It's dark out there. So there you go. Let's see. What do you, Barbara Josh? What do you use at your house to charge them, like a dryer wire? Yeah, it's pretty much the same. It's a 220. It's a full-on 220. 3-phase, and that still will take hours. I'm many hours to charge, and it's basically like running your dryer the entire time. I mean, that's literally what it's literally the thing. Yeah, and you have to have that. Honestly, if you're not skilled enough to put that in, because that's a 220, so you're gonna have to pay an electrician. And last time I looked, they're not cheap. They're not cheap.
No, that's dangerous work. That's actually
3-phase.
That's not handyman. Let me replace my socket in the house and turn off the juice.
Yeah, this is 3-phase. This is actually vaporize you dead kind of stuff. So yeah. That's if you got the socket home, you have to put it in, and that's not good. Let's see, Barbara, excuse me, isn't 3-phase something you have to put in your house with the big? No, 3-phase is what your electric dryer runs on. Also, I think electric stoves run on it too, but it's that is the pure juice. That's the 220 pure juice, or 240 pure juice.
That's Thomas Edison direct.
Yeah, you get absolutely vaporized. Yeah, then somebody steals the copper. Yeah, because that's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, up in New York, you need a union electrical guy. Up in New York, forget it. You're gonna bend you right over on that one. I mean, down here, at least I can get a reputable somebody, but it still probably cost $600-700 to get that put in easily.
Right.
Can you run a hair dryer while charging one? No, you can. It's on its own circuit. It literally is on its own circuit, because it's like I think it's like 30 amps. It's like a 30 amp 220. That's substantial. Literally, that's substantial. Didn't California ban the charging EVs last year when you were going through blackouts? Yes, they did actually. They had rolling brownouts, and they said you can't charge your car.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you buy it, but you can't charge it.
And then they even said here in Florida during our phony or fake winter that compared to most of the country, even our mayor was like, one of the announcements was, "Oh, with this, cold front coming through, please don't charge your electric vehicles." So, okay, that sucks.
Yeah, it's great. So my friend has one that's the size of a gas pump. Yeah, they're huge. Because it's to make for safety, so you don't you don't get electrocuted.
Right.
So and Tim Miller, in high income area, have rows of charges at business and taxes off for putting them in. Yeah, I don't know who pays for the electricity. And then what happens when they get vandalized? Because that's coming. I'm seriously, it's already starting where people are cutting that's heavy copper. And I don't know if you've got anybody out there who's gone to Lowe's or Home Depot, the price wire. I've priced it. 6-gauge triple for your home is $180 for 100 feet. 180, and it's like locked up. You can't even go, like if you need a roll of wire, it's locked up behind glass now, and you get it when you leave. You can't walk through the store with it anymore because it's that expensive. They're worried about somebody stealing the copper. 220, 221, whatever it takes exactly. Yes, plus your electric bill goes through. Yeah, because you're basically running a dryer. I mean, it's literally. Yeah, it's all over the malls. Yeah. But once again, oh God, hers cost $6,000. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. The thing is, at these public places, who's paying for the electricity? I mean, it's like, okay.
And they do break.
Oh yeah, yeah, actually it was funny. It was this place I stay in Tennessee. There's a hotel, and they had them out there, and 2 of them were broken.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh well, I can just go to a gas station in 10 minutes. I can get filled up and leave.
Right.
There's that. Yeah. I'm. Oh, do you have to put a credit card? Yeah. Actually, some of them you do have. There's a lot you have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, the rates,
especially,
the rates are all completely different. That's the thing. The rates are all, and they're not public. I mean, you can look. You need an app. You need the app to do it, and you have to look up on the app. And then if the app isn't working, you can't charge your car. So it's not like when you go to a gas station where if the card reader's not working, you walk inside, you go, "Hey, bub, I need to put 10." So you give them 10. You go outside, pump it in, and you're done. This is like literally, you look at it and go, "Oh well." Let's see. When looking inside BMWs with M3 5 stick shift knob, you knew you were looking at a special car. Yes, exactly. That's why I used that one, because that was special. He's talking about the thumbnail I made. This is just getting to be too much. I'm just going to stay at home. That's how I feel most days. My daughter makes fun of me. This is like, man, I didn't have to go anywhere today. I'm so happy. Go outside, touch grass. Right. I did. I went outside in the backyard. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I just don't like going anywhere. It's just the way I am. I'm happy staying at home. God, good Lord. Yeah, so that's the EV thing is it's just a bad merry-go-round at this point. And honestly, I just want it to stop, because we've wasted, tens of millions of dollars on these things when we could have built better cars.
Right.
I don't know.
And at least if you're going to make another appliance, okay, sort of a minivan thing that no one's going to buy. Like I said, I think about the Buzz, or I'll use my Kona, for example. I mean, gas, plug-in hybrid, and electric, which I think the electric are already phasing out, shockingly. And that's fine, but they offer a spectrum. If the Buzz would have been offered with a hybrid powertrain and a lot less price, that retro, cool, colorful vehicle I think it's actually pretty nifty. I mean, At least if they're going to make these, make it like a Roadster or something that's like Jetsons out of it. Just like a runabout. I always talk about the city car, but make it like a, 55 T-Bird looking, like, Proton.
That was the original Tesla, though. The Tesla had the Roadster. I mean, that's what the original thing was. It was okay. It was kind of neat.
Yeah, but at least make something look futuristic and like Jetsons, if you even with a cool little sound it made. I mean, something that's different, but instead they have a minivan that's electric. For
exactly, and it's like, what's the point?
No one's going to buy that. How many people are you hauling around?
I don't know. And the thing is, it made no sense. I'm just like, why would you do that? Because you basically have now alienated a lot of the market. Seriously, you've alienated a lot of the market, and I don't get it. So, yep, a big flop for VW. Yeah, VW has had a lot of big flops. That's why they're now designing gas engines. The next, I have so many stories. Maybe we'll get to it if I feel like I have time, because I actually have a thing where they're actually developing a new what are they developing? Is it a new GTI or something like that, where they're actually putting an actual engine in the car because they're getting their ass handed to them. Yeah, a Golf. The new Golf is going to
Yeah.
have an actual engine in it because they got their ass handed to them on that Buzz. I mean, Volkswagen's going to be firing people. I mean, seriously, they're going to be firing
And what
people.
a shame, because like I said, I'll repeat myself, but it, you know, I'm more speechless because it's like you had many people who, okay, instead of buying this boring SUV or some gas, I mean, you can make it a fairly fuel efficient. Again, hybrid, fine, I get it. But you literally know what, and I believe that fully charged was like 260 miles. I'm like, that's nothing. And you have now again, if it was a fun little city roadster, that's one thing. But who are you going to drive around in this thing? 260 miles is nothing.
And here we go. See, that's 100%. You can never charge them 100%. You can only do 80.
Right.
So it's 80% of that. So you're looking at 20, 40, like around 200 miles.
Yeah.
Realistically, 200 miles. And I mean, that's just pointless. That's why the Charger appliance that they sold 7,000 of them, the second worst selling car in Chrysler history. It only had a range under 200 miles because its advertised range was like 220, 240. And then it literally, in real world, you're talking well under 200. And I'm like, that's kind of silly. Kind of pointless too, especially you live in Florida. That's very pointless because stuff is 30 to 40 miles away around here. I mean, that's normal stuff to be 30 to 40 miles away.
Sure.
That's not hard. So let's move into something, just kind of a quick update, because there isn't a lot of updates about this. First Brands. It's gotten very, very, very eerily quiet, kind of scary quiet, like not a lot of things happen. I mean, they're still closing plants and firing people. I mean, that's what they're doing. But a lot of the other buzz has kind of died down. The news stories have really become hard to find. And so this is the update I have on First Brands. The shadow lenders behind First Brands collapse. And this is done by The Street. So this is a financial thing, but it's kind of fascinating because the not the corruption, well, I guess the corruption, but the absolute theft of money, the absolute fraud, everything is at such a high level on this, and there's so many parties involved with it that I think that they're slow rolling it because there are companies that may fail, and it won't be. I mean, financial companies that may fail because this is they basically rip these people off. And so far, we saw with that sale last week that they're getting pennies on the dollar. Pennies. They're getting like 10 cents back for every dollar they lent. That's no way to do business. So First Brands collapsed at the end of 2025. A grim reality for the automotive powerhouse, especially for bankruptcy filing proceedings, and advisors scramble to determine the priority of lenders, which they still haven't figured out. This is kind of the scary part here. First Brands, with a major presence in Cleveland, Ohio, is automotive specialty company that caters and develops auto parts, including brakes, wipers, filters, and lights under well-known automotive brands. They acquired brands like Autolite, Asbestos, Fram, and then they went to Chapter 11. Shadow lending, which Investopedia defines as overlapping invoice factoring arrangements, which is really sketchy. It's sketchy lending. While reaffirming its company health, it was discovering the weakness by reaffirming its health by just keep borrowing. It was basically stealing from Peter to pay Paul. Capital structure of First Brands debacle is built a more aggressive yield. Norberg Berman notes, as the company used a layered approach to financing than the facilities of traditional banks. With asset-based lending lines and standard term loans, First Brands had two simultaneous factoring programs, according to the American Bar Association. So basically, they were taking out loans on the same thing twice, maybe three times. This is why this is so ugly at this point. In these arrangements, the company sold its account receivables to third parties at a discount per trade treasury payments. Why? Liquidity. But see, the problem is that they did that multiple times. With distressed entities, multiple creditors, including fintech platforms and private credit funds, all staking claims the same customer invoices. As a result, the bankruptcy structure becomes a nightmare because now three companies are promised the same money. How do you pay them? Who's senior? Who do you give the money to first? Because they all made it under good faith. This is why being quiet is really bad. When borrowers pledge the same assets to multiple creditors under varying arrangements, in the case of First Brands, the priorities claims within the classic debt waterfall becomes tedious and difficult to verify, leaving vendors in a tense situation. First Brands fallout sparks debate about risk assessment. And this is going to cascade into other businesses now, because First Brands collapse raises an important question about private credit and non-bank lenders. I have a feeling there may be some new laws coming out. I think this might happen. Rigorous lend, and we know what happens when that happens. Bad things. It's essential for dealers of multiple layers within their financing agreements. And emphasize Octus head of special situations, Jared Muroff. Scrutiny matters even more for entities controlled by families or a single owner, which often lack institutional compliance that keeps the sponsor-backed borrowers at bay. So basically, they're going to steal. And so this is the update. Pretty much the creditors are basically still fighting over pennies. No one knows which way the money goes. That's why all the plants are just closing. And I mean, they're closing down all their Texas operations right now. Most of the Ohio stuff's getting closed down. They're starting to close down Tennessee stuff. And I still have people commenting on my videos. Go, well, they just build garbage products. Guys, no. Ray Bestis was like the place you bought brake rotors for old cars. Literally, they were the brake rotors. There was nobody else. And Power Stop, also part of that, and they're no longer available. So I mean, it's like, look, the stuff doesn't exist. As our friend has still not received.
I was about to ask you what's our update on
yet. He has one brake drum. He's still waiting on the second brake drum. This is how bad this is. This is really bad stuff, and it's gone quiet, which really just kind of scares me to death, because that means that it's getting worse. The less you hear and the less you see means that that nothing's getting solved, and the longer it goes on in litigation, the less these companies are going to get, and more likely that the business is just going to go away, and sooner or later maybe somebody will buy the IP. Maybe it'll buy the plant, but now you're talking years to get it back into operation, not months, but years, because you're starting from scratch. You have to hire all those skilled employees. You got to rebuild it from the ground. And I'm not really positive. We're at 6-month mark. I'm not positive on this anymore. I wasn't positive starting. Now I'm really, this is totally screwed at this point. And yeah, we're at disaster level. So yeah, so that's where we are with First Brands. Nowhere. And so there we go. It's going to go into the summer at least, maybe longer. It might go a full year. Yay. Yeah. So let's talk about something fun. I want to talk about something fun. I saw this article. I kind of wanted to do it last week, but I realized I didn't have time because we had the other stuff. But this is actually kind of interesting because, you wouldn't believe how many cars actually still have sticks. It's actually kind of amazing. The best cars, and it is to say all the cars, because literally you can't really say the best one, because you just have to say,
10.
Yeah, I was like 15 of them. Porsche. I didn't know Porsche still made a stick shift.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I thought everything was PTK with them.
No, I believe the Cayman and the Boxster still definitely, that's your standard transmission that still
Nice.
comes in them.
Nice. We know that BMW does. Mazda, oh yeah, Mazda in the little car. Honda, yeah. One performance car. Actually, some aren't in performance cars. And the thing is, everybody talks about the price of cars. You know, if this became the standard transmission again, the price would come down. It costs $2,000 to put a automatic transmission in a vehicle. I mean that's just fact. Even with it just costs more to make it. An automatic transmission just costs more, especially ones with 10 forward speeds and computers in it. I mean, it's just so much more money than this. Oh yeah, 911. That's from a 911. Cool.
Huh.
Okay.
Heck,
although
I'll be fixing mine. I say that loosely with just a nice fluid flush. It's
absolutely
like That's it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, hey, I did the major work on one. I did the whole clutch and the flywheel.
Now, here's the ironic twist, Dennis, is that I believe like the Honda Civic Si and I believe the Acura Integra, whatever their top S trim, whatever it's called. Now the weird part is if you want a manual transmission, sometimes you actually pay more where it used to be, like we just said, the standard transmission. And I mean, that to me is crazy that you're actually now paying more for the manual transmission.
I think it's because they changed a lot of the other specs in the engine to get more power.
Right.
So you're paying for that. You're paying for a different spec engine. So that's kind of that's what I'm feeling, because I've seen that before, especially foreign manufacturers. That's like a thing. All right.
Think about this real quick though too. When I bought my first Mustang back in 20 years ago, even back then, the standard transmission, which manual, of course, you want a 5-speed. The automatic, even back then, I believe was $1,100 more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, heck, that's a savings. I mean, that's how it used to work.
Yes. No, that's not the. And the thing is now, because they're tied with performance, like this one, the Civic Type R. Right. I don't think you can get a stick in the bottom Civic.
No, that's the worst part. They all used to come with one. Now it's only for performance.
Yes. So basically, this one is that it can only has there's no automatic for this car. Mm-hmm. So that's actually a good thing. And they sell a lot of these cars. I see a bunch of them because they're you can tell by the 3 exhaust things. You can find these pretty easy.
Yeah.
The MX-5, basically, I'll just call it the Miata.
Right.
It's a solid car. Actually, for the money, still $32,000. I mean, this is actually a hell of a car for $32,000. It will never break. You'll drive. You can drive it till you finally get tired of it.
And it's actually fun.
Yes, it's fun. So yeah, I mean, it has the 2-liter 4 in it, which is really a good engine, very good engine. Comes with the club trim level comes with Brembo, Recaro. Wow, and it's only with the manual, so it comes with great brakes and good seats. So that's the SI. Look at this, $32,000. It actually can have one. Holy mackerel! 1.5-liter turbo. A 6-speed manual. That sounds kind of fun. 1.5-liter turbo. Wound that motor up. The Nissan Z finally comes with one. For 2 years, they didn't come with them at all. That was stupid.
Like
that didn't work. Yeah, Corvette will never come with one. This should have come with one. And so now you have 400 horsepower, twin turbo V6 with a 6-speed. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does.
But it's impossible to go drive one of these because there aren't a lot of them. No. And this is like a color shift. I just realized this is a color shift color on this. It's a special
like edition. A 90s car.
Yeah, like the what do you call that Mustang? The
yes. And my dad's old Continental had a borderline goldish green, gray color shift.
The Elantra N.
Really? I didn't even know that.
$36,000. They have the Veloster and the Kona N. They're gone. The Elantra N carries with let's see, only N car with a manual transmission. It's supposedly not a great clutch, but the shifter is a standard 6-speed gearbox. Good enough. Up here, the Toyota GR Corolla. This is actually a car that uses premium gas. These Corollas are fun. The new Z is now a special order car, according to Vintage 76 Viper Green. Yeah, well, Nissan screwed that up by having the dealers basically rip people off. That's why. I mean, this is awful. It's such a great car too. It really is. So this is actually this Corolla uses premium gas because it has a pretty hot engine in it. $41,000. And let's see, 6-speed with 300 horsepower to all four wheels in that little car. 300 horsepower in a little car.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
I mean, and not to sound bland here, but it's versatile where you can seat people in the car, and I'm going to choke when I say this, but it's like 14 grand less than the GT Mustang I'd love to own with the stick shift, and it's actually more fuel efficient, more practical, and you still get the fun of a manual transmission.
Yes, though it's a three-cylinder, so it won't last. It won't last long.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah. The Toyota. Look at the only regular truck that has a stick shift in it.
No way.
The Toyota Tacoma, the only one. I believe this is. I don't think Nissan has one anymore. Unless
they had one just a couple years ago at the base, like 23 grand Frontier. I guess they got rid of that. So
38,000. You get your Tacoma. Jesus, that's insane.
Jesus. I know.
So yeah, 6-speed with 270 horsepower, force at 2.4 liter fork. That's good enough. Yeah. You know what? I mean, it's a tough looking truck, and you know, 6-speed. That's actually would last a while. I mean, honestly, sure. The 911, so it's still a driver's car.
Good.
The Carrera T and the G. Oh my God, do you see the price though? $150 for a Carrera T, $238 for the GT3.
Jeez.
It's a house.
Yeah.
The new 6-speed manual transmission is the only transmission for the Carrera T. Oh, it has the 388 horsepower twin turbo 6. GT3 offers one 502 horsepower, and those GT3s are scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they have the PDK, but yeah, I can imagine that car would be really fun with a stick in it. This is going away, right? The CT5 Blackwing, $102,000 getting sent off V8. So it has supercharged LS in it, 668 horsepower. And a 6-speed. Wow. That's freaking cool.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean, this actually was some great designing. Too bad Pontiac wasn't around, because this would have been a better Pontiac than a Cadillac. Better Pontiac than a Cadillac. Lotus Emira. I don't think I've ever seen one of these.
That's sharp.
112 grand. I go to a lot of car stuff. I don't think this is brought into the United States. Toyota, the Toyota supercharged V6. And a 6-speed. Lotus has always made good handling cars, but I don't think this one's. I don't know, Chad. Is this is this in the United States? I don't think it is. I don't think I've seen one. Let's see, Barbara DeRush. Can you imagine a car at $100,000?
Yeah.
And actually, I see plenty of them every day.
Yeah.
Those Jeep Grand Wagoneers are $100,000. Those new Lincoln.
Escalades. Navigators.
The Navigators and the Escalades are over 100,000. Every BMW 7 Series you see is over 100,000.
Here's even more sick. My friend who's looking at these expensive vehicles, when he told me what the Chevrolet Suburban High Country that he was looking at, which I talked him out of that. He's like, yeah, it's about 95,000. I'm like, okay, what? Like if it was 65, 70, I get it, but I'm like,
for Chevy?
I swear to God, he said, Mike,
for Chevy?
Believe me, we talked 2 hours. He's looking at other products, and you can afford them. That's fine. But I'm like, no. See, that's sad. I'd love to say, I love this Chevrolet. I love this American vehicle. I love this hike. I love everything about it. And I can see if it was like 65, 70. I get it. Okay, I'm not ignorant about things, but $95,000. I mean, hell, the GLS Mercedes he's looking at is only 90. I mean,
Jesus.
if I had that checkbook, what am I going to go with?
Exactly. Go with the Mercedes.
There we go. I was wondering if they still made it. Yeah.
Yeah. The GR86, actually, the performance version doesn't have anything but a stick shift.
That's nice. That's a sharp little car.
It has manual everything in it, and you get a stick.
What's the price?
$32,395.
That's great.
I mean, it's not expensive. 228 horsepower, and they use the Boxster in it. So,
Perfect.
I mean, this is a fun car. You know, it's not going to light the world on fire, but I don't want it to light the world on fire. I want it to actually be fun to drive.
I drive that. I'd absolutely drive that car.
This would remind me, I drove one a while ago. It reminded me of my E30. I mean, same kind of power, same kind of balance. It's actually a little bit better balance because it has the flat 4, the pancake 4. So it's a little lower, but yeah. And of course,
Subaru still make their version.
There it is right here. It's the sister car, and it's $5,000 more.
The BRZ, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's $5,000 more for some reason. It's because they're both, I guess to differentiate them. So there it is, 6-speed. Here we go to CT4V Blackwing, which is also, I believe, going away, $65,000.
That doesn't sound bad, actually, for that.
No, not at all. I mean, this actually does compete with BMWs.
Yeah.
It really is a car that they actually figured out how to actually be competitive with a BMW. And that's actually a BMW price. I mean, literally, it is actually, and it's so sad that General Motors is so messed up right now that they can't just keep this car around and just evolve it a little bit more, because you finally have a car that's a world car. And yeah, oh well. This is my favorite BMW by far. I don't like the looks of the new one, but I'm sitting in the car, I don't care. I can't see it. It's ugly. I mean, this car is ugly. Every angle of this car is ugly.
Is this a 2 Series?
The M2.
Yeah.
It's $70,000. The only M that offers a stick.
Jeez.
It has 473 horsepower. Just psychotic horsepower. Rear-wheel drive. And honestly, it gives you everything you need to make it a great track car. It really, honestly, the M2 is probably the best M they've ever built. By far, it literally is the best M they've ever built. It can corner well. It can go high speeds. It has more braking than you'll ever need. I mean, I think the base one, the fronts are like 12 or 13 inch. The front disc are 12 or 13 inch.
Ooh.
The base one. And then you go up to the comp one. I think it goes up to a 14-inch front disc brake.
I gotta say, that front end looks better than the 4 Series.
True, but they really made it harsh angles on it. I mean, there's a lot of harsh angles on this car for no apparent reason. The previous generation was actually much better looking. But hey, it's still a stick shift with 473 horsepower. I'm all aboard, because I've driven the M240s, and unfortunately those are only in automatics. But literally, I turned everything off. I got the car sideways, literally sideways, going around a corner. I was sideways because it's just so much power, and that's just from the 240. And that one only has 370 horsepower, but it's just absolutely psychotic. I mean, it's just psychotic amounts of power. So here we go. The Acura Integra and the Integra Type S.
Mm-hmm.
These are good cars. 40,000, 54,000. So for $40,000, you get you get a little nicer interior than a Honda. That's actually not a bad thing. And honestly, it's still going to be a very well-built car. Acuras are usually well-built. 320 horsepower with a 6-speed. It's not so bad.
That sounds fun.
Honestly, that sounds fine to me. It's just awesome. And then you get the Integra Type X, which I don't know if it gives much more horsepower. I think it has more handling stuff. So, and of course, the ubiquitous Ford Mustang.
Yeah, right.
They don't have the stick shift on the 4-cylinder anymore.
Nope. That's the saddest thing, because over 300 horsepower, if I just want to say, you know what, I want the fun. Yeah, so that's the sad part. Yep. 10-speed automatic.
Ugh.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, the Dark Horse SC only comes with the dual clutch because that thing's psychotic. Well, that thing is
Okay.
psychotic.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes, Barbara. We all do like the Mustang because honestly, still dollar for dollar, you can't beat this car. And honestly, that engine is freaking indestructible. I mean, for a horsepower car, that engine's pretty indestructible. You got to do something stupid to break a Coyote. You really do. You have to do something really stupid to break a Coyote. Because I've seen people with turbochargers on them, superchargers on them, haven't done anything to the internals, and they're pumping like 700 horsepower. Still under warranty. So there's that. But yeah, this is the Dark Horse. It's a tough looking car though. I mean, honestly, at dollar for dollar, if you tell me I had to buy a muscle car right now, and this is what I just buy, I wouldn't even think twice about it. But yeah, I want a Mustang. No. Everything's going to be fairly off the shelf. I could buy parts for it everywhere, and honestly, I know I'm not going to break it. I mean, like I said, you have to do something stupid to break one of these.
And you can make the gauge cluster look like a Fox body from '91.
Yes, you can. And then we have the Supra, which is going away. This is the best BMW ever made.
Right.
This is literally the best BMW ever made. It's actually faster.
Away.
And it's faster than the Z4. This is faster than the Z4.
Which, by the way, you can't get the Z4 in a stick shift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Actually, no, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh, you can?
Yes. I'll show you in a minute.
Okay.
So here's the Supra. So it has a 3-liter inline 6, which is, I think, the B58. And the final edition has a stick in it. The WRX, which has always been just one of those cars that's just around. It has a flat 4, 270 horsepower, all-wheel drive, 6-speed manual transmission. And, oh, God, they actually have a version of CVT. That's got to be good. Ugh. Here, the M4.
Oh, okay.
Yep. The stick shift M4 is at least the least powerful M4. It only comes with the 473 horsepower engine.
Yeah, only.
Now, then the comp has the automatic in it that has 500 plus horsepower, which is just terrifying. And honestly, the comp, I think the comps run like 10-second quarter miles. So, yeah. The M3, of course, same thing as the M4, except has 2 more doors. Same thing. You can't get it with the comp. See, here's the Z4. The Z.
There it is. That actually shocks me. I thought it was only an automatic.
Well, the Hunt Schlatter package, 2,000 additional 6-speed for the more powerful M40 turbo inline 6 B58. Stick shift is part of the Hunt
too. Sadly,
yeah, I know. Yeah, the Hunt Schlatter package for hand shifter. Costs $3,500, and you get other stuff with it. Actually, I like that. That's a nice looking color. That's a good looking car, actually. Yes, 473 horsepower. We're in that realm now. We're friggin' 300 horsepower is like nothing. It literally is. That's an economy car. Yeah. The insanity we're in right now. 500 horsepower is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Vintage likes the BMW 200. That's a little too old for me. I E30 is like the oldest I like. Or though I do like the CSs. The CS is a tough looking car.
That's a sharp. That's a beautiful car.
Of course, Barbara Rush would want a Mustang. Of course. We all want Mustangs. So yeah, I mean, that's a great looking color on this car. I like it. Yeah. It's a shame it's going away. BMW.
That's almost like the original. What was it called? Boston Green, like on my model that era.
Yes.
Boston Green. Yeah.
The Mazda 3. Who knew? Did you know?
Who knew? No, actually, I totally forgot. I saw someone on the road a couple days ago. I think that's a sharp little car.
And these are good cars. I mean, Mazda actually makes a reliable car. I would. The only problem is, see this paint? This is that special red. Yes, that if it gets scratched, this is a very expensive paint. This is the most expensive paint you could buy.
Yeah.
So don't ever.
It's beautiful, but if you get a blemish, it's done.
It costs a lot of money to fix. So we get 2.5 liter inline four. So it probably puts out over 200 horsepower. But you can't get that with the turbo audio
That's
all drive.
fine.
So that's fine though. That means this thing get 40 something miles to the gallon on the highway,
Yeah.
and that's what you want it for.
Look, naturally aspirated is totally fine on many levels. How much is that?
That one is 32,000, which is not bad.
That sounds like change nowadays.
I know. The Volkswagen Jetta GLI. Who knew?
Wow. Who knew?
$35,000. Sedan version of the Golf GTI. Similar camera. It has. It actually, this one has a stick shift. It still has a stick shift. The GTI does not. That's ridiculous. Think about it.
That is ridiculous. That's counterproductive.
Oh, the 2002s. I don't. That's what I thought you meant. The 2002s. I don't like. It's just not. They only have 4 speeds in them. They had 4 cylinders, no air conditioning. It just, I don't know. For small stuff, they're fun. Long highway drives, I can't fathom. I've driven in them. I've driven them, and I've ridden them.
I took a trip from Tampa to Gainesville back in the 90s. I knew someone had a 69, and it was. I mean, it had a manual choke. I mean, but it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah. Yes, Viper 76, vintage 76 Viper Green Beetle, 300. Yeah, 300 is plenty of horsepower. It really is. I mean, it's enough to get you in trouble. 500 is enough to actually get you to jail easily. Maybe they'll bring back the Rabbit. No, Volkswagen isn't smart enough to do that. That is the ultimate girl car. I mean, really think about it. The Rabbit was really marketed toward females, and it sold like hotcakes. But Volkswagen doesn't seem smart enough to do that now. They
like
really
the Cabriolet.
aren't. Yeah, the Cabriolet, same thing.
Yeah.
They're just not that smart. Right. Frank the Tank 612. There's no such thing as too much horsepower. Maybe for us, understanding how to harness it and not get in a lot of trouble. But I've seen people with Hellcats that have more money than talent.
Yeah.
And I've never seen such scared people in my entire life. It started raining, and all they had was the red key. So 700 something horsepower on a wet road is not good if you don't know what you're doing. So yeah, trust me, there are people that don't have enough talent to handle the horsepower. I'm kidding that Volkswagen Rabbit was so little. Yes, but it actually had a market, and it really did have a market. They sold a lot of those cars. So now we're getting to the last two. The Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, great.
Jeep. So the manual is only available. This is weird with the Pentastar 6.
Where it used to be the base 4, base. You know, you always get a standard transmission. Interesting.
Yeah. So this comes with the horrible Pentastar that nobody likes.
Right. And
then you have the Turbo 4, which is actually that's the Huracan 4. It's better than this engine's just crap. Maybe one day they'll update the Jeep and make it almost modern instead of being 50-year-old technology and trying to charge $38,000 for 50-year-old technology. Maybe Stellantis, that would be an idea that helps fix the sales. Nah. And of course the last one, the Ford Bronco, and I have one of these.
There you go. Yeah.
I have a stick shift Badlands, and it's great, wonderful 6-speed, actually 7-speed. 1 speed's a crawler, and that gear is basically you go 5 miles an hour. You put it in the gear and you take your foot off the gas and you just roll forward because it's so tall you can't drive in it. But so it has the 2.4 liter 4, which is basically the engine that was in the Pinto, which is probably one of the best 4 cylinders ever made. That's what's in there, and that engine has more than enough oomph to get that thing rolling down the road. I've never felt like I can't get onto a highway or I can't pull out into traffic, or I've never felt like we didn't have enough power to go. So yeah, I mean it's actually a pretty neat thing. But yeah, this is a base model. You can tell by the wheels. and the lights because it doesn't have signature lights on it. Yeah, the Bronco is actually really cool. And it's actually very well made. And Ford leaned into the aftermarket and realized that let the aftermarket make a lot of stuff for it. And they did. They made it, everything in there. You can customize the hell out of it. No two will ever be the same, which is it's actually a pretty neat thing in this day and age where every car is the same. That literally there's no such thing as two Broncos that are identical because it can't happen. So, but yeah, that there is our stick shift cars. That's what's left. You notice that there are no Ferraris on there, no Lamborghinis, no Maseratis. Basically, there were no outside of the Wrangler. There were no Stellantis vehicles. Outside of Wrangler, there are no Stellantis vehicles. So, yeah. So the Fiat stick shift, I guess, is in Europe. You can't get it here. And I drove one, and it was phenomenal. Well, I mean, it was an okay shifter, but So yeah, there we go. That's the entire American available stick shifts.
Yeah, isn't that a shame that the Ferrari doesn't have a cool gated stick shift anymore?
Nope. They went all on for Formula One, and they have their dual clutch. I mean, the dual clutch is a very, very well done transmission.
True.
But it's not as interactive. I mean, granted, it's quicker, but it's just not interactive. It's kind of boring. I mean, it can be very mechanical. No. I've owned a dual clutch car, and I mean, honestly, for racing, it was phenomenal. I mean, I couldn't shift that fast, and that was just the basic BMW one. And autocrossing, I couldn't shift that fast. I could do things I can never do before at Sebring. I could go through corners like because I had two hands on the wheels. I could still do everything right.
What was your opinion on the SMG? I mean, I drove a few when I was selling them, and I personally didn't really care for it, honestly.
That's what I had. But you had the
SMG?
I had a 330 SMG.
Okay.
And I special ordered the car. It only came in the 4-door. You couldn't get in the coupe, and you couldn't get it with the sport. You had to get a sport package, but you couldn't get it with the ZHP. It would not come, which I didn't understand. Like, why won't you come with the ZHP package? Oh well. But that car was an absolute dream to drive.
Okay.
You can let it automatically shift. It was kind of garbage. Yeah. I mean, the automatic shifting was garbage.
Sluggish a little bit when I remember them.
Sport was better in that car than regular was kind of sloppy, but Sport actually was a hard shifter, and that was much better. And it had a launch mode. Launch mode was freaking crazy because it would dump a clutch at over $3,000. Whew. And it would pull hard. So, but I liked it. I think it's it was a good transmission that honestly should have been developed more. And it's just, once again, I think it was a victim of government, which just sucks. So I changed. That was going to be my thing tonight, and it was actually my thumbnail. But then I saw this, and I want to get into Stellantis, Chrysler, and Dodge, and the Charger, because there's a lot of things that don't make any friggin' sense anymore with this company. I mean, it really doesn't. And I have 3 articles here, and one's from last week that I wanted to bring up with Chrissy Fuel leaving, because she did such a incredibly terrible job. One of the worst CEOs ever of any car company known to mankind. Matt McAleer is actually probably second worst, and now he's running Chrysler. Congratulations. You guys do a good job. They're basically shuffling the chairs on the deck of the Titanic at this point. It's literally what they're doing. So this is an interesting article, because Chrysler has been completely squandered. Now, a lot of this stuff is when Mercedes owned it, because this is Mercedes. This was Mercedes. This was Mercedes. Yeah. Mercedes. Okay. You notice that nothing really much with Fiat. I think maybe that's Fiat. It should be 42. All right, so in 2026, it's painfully easy to identify the least favored child of Stellantis. The fact is, it's Chrysler. The name appears on the U.S. corporate letterhead for nearly a century. It's frankly more than just a little bit insulting. I'll be 42 this year, which means that for half my life, Chrysler has been in what I can only describe as a personal, irrecoverable tailspin and breaks my inner moper boy's little heart. 2 decades ago, Chrysler was selling a Crossfire along with the new LX Platform 300, showing us concepts like the ME 412 concept, which is this thing right here, and the Firepower. The former is so named because the midship mounted engine with 4 turbochargers and a 12-cylinder. Imagine that. A Le Mans prototype. A Hemi-powered, the latter was a Hemi-powered Viper with an automatic transmission and interior that didn't suck out loud. If you're too young or into European and Asian cars to appreciate these things, I listed above back then. Just run your eyeballs over the gallery. Sure, the Crossfire was a reskinned Mercedes-Benz, and the Pacifica was just something for Celine Dion to sell to soccer moms. Remember that? Do you remember that?
Yes, I noticed commercials. Yep, yes.
But the former was at least interesting, and the latter was at least those too soon to market crossovers for the company that would well serve to have back in 2026. Yeah, here's the original Pacifica.
Yeah.
It was actually not a bad vehicle, just
no, and a very
sparky.
futuristic gauge cluster. Very nice.
Unlike the current one. It's easy to fall in the trap seeing the brand as purely pre and post bailout terms, but arguably the killing blow was dealt before that by Daimler, which helped run its parent corporation desperately low in cash before divesting itself of a pretty much the entire thing, just as the global economy was about to implode. It's almost like they knew.
Yeah.
It's almost like Daimler knew and they dumped it off on Cerberus. Like they just kind of knew to get out. The years between Daimler retreat and the company's bailout was compulsively absorption by Fiat certainly led the wound to fester, but that weren't the cause. Cerberus did nothing except lose money. Chrysler instead is seen fall victim to another corporate pivot, leading now to a two-decade-long roster of regrettable could-have-beens. In below light, the earliest hint of a new van, a new midsize crossover, a new sedan. Where are they? They aren't coming. These things are not coming. That's kind of sad. None of this is going to get built.
No.
Between its existing products aging out of market and the parade of never executed upon projects, the brand now has precisely one model. One could easily just be sold on any other company's American brands, save perhaps for Jeep. No, they can make a Jeep minivan. Why not? They made a Jeep giant SUV. Why not make a Jeep minivan? Go ahead, do it. I dare you. I want to assume that Chrysler only exists not to put Stellantis in breach of its dealer franchise agreements. Yes. It's a good thing the minivans is selling, right? The Pacifica is the exception that proves my rule. For starters, it's generally nice. Not really. The Pinnacle is nothing short of leather upholstered living room on wheels. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Bill about the minivan, blah, blah. Given the money Stellantis has lost to sliding sales and development write-offs, perhaps it's not the best time to beat the drum. But if I waited longer, then maybe nobody left to hear the rhythm. Don't worry, nobody's hearing this now. So this article came out on March 11th before Christy Fuel bailed out. So this is the person that came in, McAleer. He's a clown. I will say that out loud. I will say that to his face. The guy's a clown. You oversaw the worst year in Dodge history. You literally the lowest sales ever for Dodge since post-war. Congratulations. Congratulations. You basically ran a division into the ground. You did a great job, dude. And now you get rewarded by getting another model to manage. Oh, he also gets Maserati, too. McAleer explains the Charger strategy, which I'm trying to figure that out. Tariffs and loyal fan base. Dude, you don't have a loyal fan base anymore. You've pissed all over us. Literally, they pissed on people like me that have owned Chryslers all their life. Literally, they can care less. They don't care at all. And it's just hilarious. Dodge is entering one of the most critical transitions of the modern history, and according to CEO Matt McAleer, the brand is doing it without losing sight of what have made it successful in the first place. All right, let's stop there for a second. Do you know what made Dodge successful in the first place? How about making family sedans? That's what made Dodge. That's what made Dodge successful. They made family sedans. They made family station wagons. They made family cars. Pontiac was a performance division. Dodge was never a performance division until Fiat made it a performance division. It had never been a performance division ever. It had never been a performance division. They had performance cars, just like Ford has performance cars, but they were not a performance division. There's your first mistake, dude. There's your first mistake. So he's had an interview. McAleer laid out a clear roadmap for Dodge's future, touching on everything from tariffs, which is always an excuse when you can't sell something, and electrification to dealer strategy and power of the enthusiast base. What enthusiast base, dude? You've pissed all over us. You literally have pissed over everybody that liked Dodge. You literally have done everything in your power to alienate us. Literally, you've done everything in your power to alienate us. I don't even understand this. At a time when many automakers are scrambling to redefine themselves, Dodge is staying focused on what knows best: performance. I think, and we're going to get to that in a minute. I think that one thing that sets us apart is we all lean all in. It makes us different, and what sets us apart, we own it. The mindset which defines Dodge more than a decade, while other brands choose balance, refinement, and global appeal, Dodge leans into the bold, unapologetic American muscle. Yeah, the brand's identity was cemented during the Hellcat era, where they sold 5,000 of those a year. 5,000. They sold 5,000 Hellcats a year. That doesn't make a division. Selling 5,000 cars isn't gonna make you profitable. I'm sorry, it is. That's not. You sell 100,000 family sedans, that makes you profitable. 5,000 Hellcats, they ain't gonna be profitable. I'm sorry. That's stupid. Horsepower wars for headline: Dodge Predator led to charge, but everybody bought the Mustang. Go figure. Yep. McAleer acknowledged that Dodge wasn't always the best on paper or traditional performance metrics. At one point, we were bigger, we were wider, and we were heavier. We couldn't compete the power to weight ratio. We couldn't compete on tracks. And so they built this car, which is 5,000 pounds. Okay, dude. What is he saying? This is a 5,000 pound car. Even in the gas form, it's 5,000 pounds. It's more than your Lincoln.
Yeah, it's actually about 100 pounds shy.
5,000 pounds. It's 206 inches long.
Jeez.
Instead of trying to outdo competitors in areas where it struggled, Dodge created its own lane, focused on straight line performance and emotional appeal. We leaned all in what separated Dodge from the rest of the performance in industry, and it was the supercharged Hellcat. Okay. The same philosophy is now guiding Dodge's next generation, which brand introduced new technologies, including electrified platforms and twin turbocharged Huracan engines. The core mission remains unchanged. You look today, we're launching a generation of cars that outperform those vehicles, yet offers more. Yes, like manual seats and no automatic wipers. Let's see, no heated seats, no air conditioned seats. You're right. For $70,000, you're right. You're offering a lot more. I could buy the BMW and get that. I don't even understand this. This guy is like, is he smoking his own? Is he like blowing smoke up his own ass? Because what he's saying doesn't make any sense.
It's a combination between like somebody made corporate speak and political spin that doesn't say anything, but it sure sounds great, like a LinkedIn profile.
It does, doesn't it? Let's see, which vehicles like the Charger are being built in Canada and other like the Durango assembled in Detroit. Dodge must consistently navigate cross-border trade dynamics. We deal with tariffs. So did Toyota. I didn't hear them whine about it. They sold 400,000 RAV4s. Tariffs, one piece of the larger puzzle, is extremely complex. We're constantly working on optimizing, continuing delivering packages and prices that are competitive in the marketplace. I have no idea what marketplace that is. Despite those challenges, you sold 7,400 Chargers last year. Okay, I don't know what marketplace you're in, but you failed. Despite those challenges, Dodge focused on maintaining value and affordability.
Affordability. Yeah.
The car is $60-something thousand.
There should be an asterisk. If you make 200 grand a year, it's great.
It's very affordable. Another major strength of Dodge is something it can't be engineered manufacturers. It's community.
Oh
my God. Are you kidding me? We call it the brotherhood. We call it the sisterhood. They're vocal. We love that. I don't think so. I applied to be a badasseter, which is the stupidest thing ever, and I haven't seen them anywhere. And right. I got I literally, my first car was a Dodge. I still have it. You don't get any more loyal than that. And yeah, okay, right. Dodge's fan base is the most passionate in the automotive world. And Mackler made it clear that the brand doesn't take it for granted. Oh, it doesn't? In fact, Dodge actively encourages engagement even when it's critical. No, it doesn't. This brand does not take any type of critical construct anything constructive or non-constructive. They literally will block people that are critical of their stuff. Absolutely. They're full of crap. Absolutely full. He's full of crap. You got to be kidding me. I mean, they're so anti having any real feedback that they basically were told that no one wanted that electric appliance and they rushed it out anyway. They would have been better off not even making it and just going, yep, we're going to have the Durango this year. And honestly, that is unreal.
I would argue, even though it's long gone, that like original Saturn owners are still more loyal to that car than the modern Dodge buyer is.
Yeah. They offer me nothing for my Charger. They offer me literally nothing anymore. They can care less that it exists. They still fight on getting parts made for it. They don't care at all that I have that car. And there are a lot of people like me, and none of them buy Dodges. I honest to God, I would never buy a Stellantis. I would never buy a Dodge. I honest to God, it could be $100. I wouldn't even lay the money down. I literally would not buy a new Stellantis product. You couldn't pay me to buy one. Seriously, I think they're garbage. And this guy just literally, I mean, does he understand what's coming out of his mouth? Does he even comprehend what's coming out of his mouth?
God, he makes a politician sound trustworthy and truthful.
I mean, you know what people were saying all last year or 2 years ago? Hey, LB Bruin 7958. I'm just going to get into Dodge here. Dennis woke me up laughing. 2 years ago, when you were phasing out the Chargers and Challengers that people liked because they came with a V6 in them that had 300 horsepower and it was only $30,000, $35,000. They say, we want this car to continue to be made. We like this car. Hey, we just want a base Hemi car. Can you just give us a base Hemi car? And you know what you guys said? Here's an electric. Here's an electric appliance. It's going to be $70,000. It can't go 200 miles, and it weighs 5,000 pounds. Here's what we're going to give you. That's how much you listened. Gee, Canada, here we go. Yes, that's right. I only buy Fords now. Dude, I buy Fords because Dodge abandoned me in 1978. They abandoned me. Literally, by the time I could start buying cars, I didn't want anything that they had. There was nothing that they had. And hi, G Canada, how are you doing? I don't believe it. It's that shit Bucks Dodge again. Bastards are ours now. It's nice. Hey, nice for you to say hello, Canada, after insulting me. Thank you so much. So the people that comment, share, like, engage on the brand and outperforms brands that sell 10 times the volume we do. See, the thing is, they sell 10 times the volume you do, which means they're profitable. Last time I looked, that means they're profitable.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy basically saying we're happy with the feedback. You know, we don't make money, but man, we got a lot of engagement with people. I mean, this guy's a clown. He literally is a clown. I mean, seriously, this is a clown. They keep us in check. They let us exactly what we want, what they want. But you're not building it. Right. You still aren't building it. I trust me. I'm online. I see what people are saying they want. You're not building it. You sure as hell aren't building it. A lot of times we're working on things we don't realize are coming yet. Sure. Things in the pipeline so far are reinforcing the Dodge future product strategy still unfolding behind the scenes. Sure it is. Sure it is. Sure it is. It doesn't happen quickly. It doesn't happen overnight, but it happens one test drive at a time.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm gonna get nauseous reading this. Dodge is back. The future is now. It's showing up on the showroom floors. It's certainly not showing up on the street because I haven't seen a six-pack yet. I have yet to see one.
Yeah, it's still in the showroom.
You know how much? Do you know how much I drive? You know how much I go? Yeah. I mean, I do drive a lot, and I haven't seen one yet. I have a giant dealer 3 miles from my house. I have not seen one yet. Literally, I have not seen one yet.
I keep talking. I keep doing all talk and no action. I got to go in there.
So let's see. Just blah, 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 blah. The hands-on approach is key, particularly as Dodge new vehicles that challenge traditional expectations, which means you're stupid because you shouldn't challenge traditional expectations. You should meet them because that's what buyers want. Traditional expectations, right? I mean, if you got a car that you wanted to drive to work with, you want to get a car that would be comfortable and get you decent fuel economy going back and forth and feel safe in, right? I mean, that's your expectation. You don't get that with a Dodge six-pack. You get you 16 miles to the gallon, 16 miles to the gallon in that six-pack. There you go.
And that's looking really bad right about now.
That's not looking so good.
Yeah.
The electric Charger Daytona, which is an absolute and utter failure, probably one of the worst failures in automotive history. Congratulations. A twin turbocharged Huracan Power six-pack model. The brand is confident in driving experience. To speak of here's their cars. Here it is. Here's their vehicles. There's Dodge. We got Dodge in one picture right there. Look at that. The whole thing's right there. That's all their models. Look at that. It's right there. Oh God!
You know,
first thing
I would argue that the Mitsubishi store right next to my Chrysler dealership sells more Eclipse motocross or whatever it's called now. I see more of those on the road than I do these, and I'm telling you that store sells more. And it's right now RC Collins or whatever it is. And who buys a Mitsubishi? But somehow I see them on the road all the time.
Well, because they get better fuel economy and they're cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I was blown away. I had to look hard to find. I had to find a sticker for the six-pack, and I think I did a video on it. Yeah, we did on the live.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'll get 16 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to buy a new car and get 16 miles to the gallon.
Nope.
I mean, I can put the 318 back in my Charger. And I can get my 16 miles to the gallon. I can do it all day long.
That'll get 16 miles to the gallon.
I mean, I don't need to go buy a new car for $70,000 and get 16 miles to the gallon. I don't even understand how. Oh, it's because it weighs 5,000 pounds. Oh God, I don't know if we could do this. You should do a video walking around the local Dodge dealership. Vintage 76. I have a feeling we would get assaulted seriously with my GoPro.
Oh,
absolutely.
Like, here comes some victims. Here comes some potential victims on the lot.
Yeah, but then if they saw what we were doing, oh my God, they'd probably assault us to try to tell us to get off a lot and stop filming.
Yeah, right.
Because all the tin laying there. I mean, I'd like to do it, but my God, I'm scared because those guys are hungry. They are hungry.
Yeah. So
I have, all right, we had all that Macalaire rambling rambling about performance, right? So here we are on, here's the 6-pack. Now, they brought it to Berger Motorsports to tune the living shit out of this car. That is the only word I can use. I mean, what they did, they probably did $5,000-$6,000, maybe more, of tuning on this car, maybe more. Okay, they did a JB4 tuning on an HO. So they started with an HO and Huracan, and so they went. I won't go into the whole thing. So they did the baseline, and they had it on a dyno, and they gave you dyno horsepower, 470 at the wheel, 486, whatever, big deal. So that's well within 550. So if you take a BMW and you put it, like we were saying, 473 horsepower, if you put that on a dyno, it will do 470 at the wheels. When BMW says 473, they actually mean a little over 500. They understate their engines very, very much. I've driven enough of them to realize that they do that. Like the previous M3, with the V8 in it, they said that had only 420 horsepower. That was the scariest car I've ever driven. That car was terrifying. I snapped 3 gears getting onto I-4. Thank God they didn't have super speeder law then, because I was doing 120. I mean, seriously, it was terrifyingly fast. And so so it really is, it's rated what it's rated. So they have the JB4 tuner on this thing. So they did a tuner. And, you can't do anything on their computers because they're locked. So this is in between. So, okay, so then it goes 91 octane, mild tune, 492, whatever. All right, so now they raised the boost to 25 PSI, which is kind of scary. Ooh. That's the life of this engine is going to not be very long. So then 91 octane, 506, 540, okay. 26 PSI. So then it needed more juice at that point, more octane. So now they went to E85. So E85, you get half the fuel economy you do with gas. So that 16 miles to the gallon is now 8. It's an 8 mile per gallon car. 8 miles per gallon. Think about what they've done to this car so far. They've boosted it up. Now you have to run special gas in it, and you're gonna basically just burn that immediately down. 513, 556, whatever. If I ethanoled my 340, I'd probably gain 50 horsepower. So I mean, that big deal. But I get like single digits.
It anymore. Yeah, that's pretty
one
much
place that sells it.
A lot of places.
I have one place that sells it near me.
Yeah.
Fine tuning the power curve. So I mean, it's a lot of work they just did here, right? They did all this tuning. They had to run special gas. All right, so they go to the drag strip. And so they take it to the drag strip, and its best run. All right, do you know what its best run? Give me a guess what its best run was. All that work they did to it, almost 600 horsepower. What is their best run?
Quarter of a mile?
Yeah, quarter.
I'm probably going to be lying when I even say this. I'm going to be all messed up on this. I'm going to say 9 seconds.
Not even close. The base one can run in the 12s. This car with all that work, ran an 1185.
What?
a scat pack Challenger with a tune could smoke this car. A scat pack, not a Hellcat. A Hellcat would embarrass this thing. It would literally just embarrass it. It would literally finish and could park and wait for this car to come. They try to. They have to make all excuses for the size, whatever. All right, so let's put this in perspective. All right, perspective is a good thing. So there is another car out there that has an inline 6 that's twin turbocharged, and it's very readily available. It's a BMW B58. That's in the 340.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go, 340 stock 11.4 to 12 stock 11.4 to 12.2 stock
and a much nicer car.
Stock. So I literally have seen. I know someone. My BMW club down here in Tampa has one of these cars. He has a tune on it. It's like a $800 tune. That's it. He has a tune on it. He ran a 990 quarter mile. 990. And he daily drives the car. He ran a 990. So basically, he could go to the end of the quarter mile, stop, and wait for the charger to get there. 2 seconds is forever in a drag race.
Of course. Absolutely.
I mean, it is not unusual for these cars to run 10 without any problem. 10, and that's a 2-wheel drive model. The 4-wheel drive can actually go faster because once you tune it, it is an absolute animal. But yeah, so basically this car, I mean, look at this. This is a test they had, the X-Drive one, 0 to 100 in 9.5 seconds.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but you keep on talking about your scat pack that can run barely under a 12-second quarter mile. When I could go out and I could go buy a BMW for the same price, and I'll absolutely embarrass it all day long. I'll embarrass it, and I'll have air-conditioned seats.
Yes. If not part of a program.
And auto wipers. Literally, there are so many stories of these cars that can absolutely run a circle around that car. I mean, this is just a base one. This is, I mean, this 12 seconds flat. I mean, that's still faster than that car is stock. Yes, Ronnie Sox did run 11s with the 67 Hemi GTX. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that was Ronnie Sox, though. I mean, you know. The thing is, those old the old Hemis, and this is actually something else I'm going to bring up about this. See, the old Hemis and whatnot, honestly, you would embarrass the living hell out of this car, because a Hemi tuned right with the right driver will run 10 seconds. Yeah, I mean, if you tune them, put drag radials on them, you know, actually put a better tire. And Ronnie Sox ran that with crap tires. I mean, honestly, the tires were crap. You know, and the tune was crap because that still just had points on it. It didn't have a full electronic ignition on the car. So, I mean, honest to God, McAleer running around talking about performance, and you don't even make the fastest inline 6 car. But not even close. Not even close. You don't even make the fastest inline 6 car. It's not even a contest. The prices are almost the same for these cars. Literally, they're almost the same. And your car is absolutely gets embarrassed every trip of the train. Congratulations, McAleer. Keep talking performance as you sell. I guess this year they may sell 70,000 vehicles, maybe 80,000. Last year they sold 57,000. So congratulations. You're now overseeing the death of Dodge. Pat yourself on the back. And keep talking about how your performance. And, you know, hopefully you can manage Chrysler with their 1 vehicle. You know, and Maserati with their 2. I guess they're supposed to redesign them or something. God. Yeah, so there we are. That was the thing that I couldn't believe when I read that article. And then I looked at the Burger tuning the living piss out of that car, and they still couldn't break 11 seconds.
It's even worse gas mileage.
With even worse gas, well, yeah, running E85, so you're getting 8 miles to the gallon. Congratulations, that is absolutely unimpressive. I'm just this is why the Stellantis doesn't understand the American market. That car never should have had an inline 6 in it, because now you can compare it directly to a BMW, and it falls very, very short. I mean, if you drive one of these cars, you need to go drive a BMW 340 immediately afterwards. And you'll just realize that, boy, this is not a good car. Because I keep on telling my buddy up in Tennessee, it's like, dude, I know you go drive it, yeah, but then go drive a BMW 3 Series with the B58 in there, and you'll see what a fast car does. because this is not fast. Not in any. I'll run 11s in my sleep. It's cheap too. Yeah, I know. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper to dream about running those than actually to actually run those. But yeah, so I mean, so this was a very big strategic error. Besides doing the electric appliance, and we won't know till April how the new Charger's selling, because the electric the gas one's been out now since December, so
Mhm.
they're gonna have a full quarter. I haven't seen any, which
I
is
haven't seen any.
kind of
No,
horrifying. We're in Florida, and honestly,
right.
this is where cars get sold. I mean, Florida is a hot car market, and I haven't seen any of them. I mean, I've seen dark horses. I've seen a bunch of
Well, I
dark
was gonna
horses.
say, even with Mustangs out of control pricing, in my humble opinion, I still see GT Mustangs all over the place, brand new,
Brand, yeah,
like the new,
I see dark
restyled.
horses where I live.
Yeah,
I
okay, I've seen
see.
a couple too. No, I've seen a couple here.
I've yet to see one Charger. I mean, and honestly, I've seen one electric appliance, one, and
I
that
have not.
was months
No,
ago. I saw one, and I haven't seen any of the gas ones. And they've been out for 3 months now, and I haven't seen one anywhere. And I drive a lot, so this is yeah. I can't wait till Mo Party. They're supposed to be doing the ride-alongs. I don't know how the hell you do a drifting on a 4-wheel drive car.
but you know what I saw yesterday though,
What?
and it was actually an okay shape, kind of, sort of. I saw a Dart.
Oh, you're kidding me! You realize they had
Yes,
another
coming home from work.
recall on that car?
Yeah, well, all I know is it was actually, and I'm like, it's kind of sad because, again, all jokes aside and stuff, but if it would have been tweaked or whatever, that's what America needs. That's what people need. A
The
small car that
the
had some decent styling, kind of, sort of, but they just, it just was a flop. But wow, that was actually somewhat, I don't know, little a little choked up. Like that's,
what killed that car was the powertrain. The powertrain was junk in that car.
yeah,
And also the quality control was pretty. I mean,
of course.
considering that you can go buy a Honda and it won't fall apart on you.
No,
You know, that car just suffered from just not being well done,
no,
and it was
no,
it was done by Fiat. I mean, we all know about great Italian engineering,
sure.
because I've never owned an Italian car in my entire life, and oh yeah, that's right, I never will, because I like getting home. Uh, I actually like making it back to my house. Let's see, I haven't seen a Charger in a long time. Yeah, I see a lot of the previous ones, the 4-door things.
Hmm.
I see plenty of those, because Christ, everybody bought one of those. But
Heck,
the new
I still
ones,
see more Magnums. I'm being serious. Actually, I've seen a few Magnums rolling around.
damn. Well, we were like friggin' ground zero for Magnums in Florida. We really
Yeah.
were. This was literally one of the bigger markets for that car. But yeah, so I haven't seen one. Maybe sooner or later I'll go drive one, and then I'll go drive a 3 Series. The thing is, I would like to video it, and I probably can't, which would kind of suck, because that's the only way I'd want to do it. I'd want to actually have a side by side, because honestly,
Look,
the numbers don't lie, and out of the box, the 3 Series is faster.
I'll tell you what. I'll fall on a sword here. If and you know me and two doors, if they want to give me that $100 a month lease, okay, I'll trade the Kona in. Even trade. I mean, I'll make that deal real sweet.
But you wouldn't be able to
just so
make it to
that's
Tampa.
No, I don't want electric. Oh, you have to fill up twice.
The $100. No, the $100 one's the electric. They can't get rid of
I'm
them.
sorry. Oh, shoot.
They're still
okay.
laying on the lot. They still have
You're
them
right.
laying. They're not even making them.
God.
So that's where we are with this incredible disaster known as Stellantis. Chrysler is obviously as dead as a doornail. They're coming out with a minivan where they did the front end, and they forgot to redesign the interior. It has the same interior as the old one. It's hideous. It has one product. Dodge has 2 products, and both of them are, one is an antique, the Durango, and the other is a car that no one wants. So there's that. And then I think of Jeep, where, well, I don't know what Jeep is. really, I don't know if Jeep knows what it is. And then you have Ram, where you can't buy a decent Ram for under $70,000. Congratulations, you're really burning up the market at this point. Very good, very, very good. So yeah, there we are. That's all the news that I could fit. And but I really had to really talk about that Charger Huracan, that it really isn't all that. And honest to God, scat packs would annihilate that car. I've seen enough scat packs that have been modified just slightly, and they run low 11s all day long. And yeah, I've watched them at Mo Party, and they'll absolutely they'll eat that thing for lunch. Yeah. And you know what's even the sadder part? It's so heavy that literally you're going to destroy those tires. Think about that. It's heavy.
Something just popped in my head about, only having 3 products or 2 products, whatever. And it's interesting because starting in 61 with the Restyle Continental. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, this was Ford, so they had plenty of other products, and Lincoln was their luxury division, but they only offered the 4-door sedan and the 4-door convertible, and their advertising was, unlike Cadillac that had model after model after model after model from cheaper. Lincoln's, and this is when it made sense, not what we're talking about now, but their advertising was, we only offer 2. But that concept was, we're not going to spread it out, water things down. We're going to have 2 high quality products. And it wasn't until 66 that the coupe came out, mine. But they made it where, starting at 61, it was like a loaded car. There was really something. There were some options here and there, like air conditioning, etc. But it was creme de la creme. We're not going to water things down. Now, of course, as years went on, they kind of figured out, hey, let's lower some stuff to bring some, more buyers in. But they specifically, intentionally had that unique modeling. Now, again, they had the rest of Ford to, trickle things around. But unlike here, they truly only have these models which are not that same concept of the over quality.
Well, the other thing is
interesting flip.
Well, the other back then, a Lincoln was twice as much as a regular car.
Oh, of course it was. Oh yeah, I'm just saying it's interesting. Yeah,
and low volume. Right. I mean, it wasn't that low. Actually, they sold a fair amount of them, but. Yeah. They made a good profit on what they were selling because
and they were they intentionally were trying to limit it. We're like, hey, you're buying the best we have to offer, and they prided themselves, and especially after the 58 to 60 flop. But it's just funny how we joke about, but the difference is this is their entire lineup. Like, there is no other. It's not like, okay, here's this special card and we have 100,000 over here. That it's just, I don't know, it just kind of hit my head where I was like, yeah, totally a messed up situation.
Yeah. And that's why Macaulay are running around saying we have a plan. Dude, you don't have a plan. No. You can't have 2 cars and you can't have 2 vehicles and say you have a plan, because
for the whole division. Right.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, it's like, no. And Chrysler is obviously no plan. And the thing is, now I didn't even think about that they have to keep Chrysler around because the dealers pay to have that name. Right. And if they can't just cut that name, because that is the premier name, that it was Chrysler Corporation. It's not like Plymouth, you can wind Plymouth down. This is Chrysler. So literally it's Chrysler, and you can't get rid of Chrysler because it's actually the first name on the dealership, Chrysler.
Yeah.
So this is I never thought about that. I honestly, so that's why it's just languishing with one vehicle, a minivan mom car,
dying on the vine.
And the only reason they sell them is because they offer incredible deals on them, and they sell them for fleet.
Yeah.
They sell them for fleet. That's mainly what they do. LB Bruins, 58 Cadillac and Disney's Gnome-mobile. I like 58 Cadillacs.
Actually, I prefer that over the 59. I think it's a sharp-looking car.
Yeah, it has just enough gaudiness on it to be gorgeous. But
especially for the 58 model year. Yeah.
The other thing is, so I mean, this is where we are with Stellantis North America, and this is where we are. I mean, of all the car companies, Stellantis is actually, everybody talks about Nissan this, Nissan that. Okay, great. But honestly, if you really look at it, Stellantis is a company that truly has the potential to completely and utterly fold. I
Mhm.
mean, like a house of cards, because they have product lines that just don't sell. I mean, Maserati doesn't sell, Alpha doesn't
No,
sell,
no.
Chrysler doesn't sell, Dodge doesn't sell. I mean, you're at the
Well,
point where it's like,
you just made a great point, because if you look at, as we've talked about a few times, the new Sentra that's rolling out, the even I will bring this up, even their new Leaf, I'll give them a little bit of props for what they're doing there, because they're like the original city
yes,
electric. Okay, you look at the new Kicks. I mean,
yes,
they realized they've realized some of their errors, and they're trying to reboot a little bit, and there's still a loyal following
correct.
with Nissan,
Yes,
and they do very well in some of the tertiary markets, to be honest.
yes,
And they're not awful. I mean, I know people talk smack about this and that, but they're not like the worst thing in the world. But they said, "Ooh, we've made some errors. Let's try to improve this and get some people." But at least they have numerous items or
yes.
models to at least offer you.
Yeah, and they didn't piss all over their customers like
Mm-mm.
Dodge did, and basically say, "Oh, tough cookies. You like that
Right.
car? I'm so sorry. We're not going to make anything like that anymore. Too bad." And then go, yeah. I mean,
Or,
even
or
through
them
the
saying
bad
like, you know
times,
what? Yeah.
even through the
No,
bad
just go
times,
ahead.
Nissan made a Sentra. They made the car for them, and it was
Of
cheap.
course.
And I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't great, but it was cheap, and they kept making it for them. And it's
Sure.
like Dodge just basically went, yeah, we know you like that, but we're just gonna basically just yank it, and we're not gonna really replace it with anything that you want,
Right.
and we're gonna rip you off. We're gonna rip you off for the next 2 years until that next car comes out. We're gonna basically put markups on cars and make it hard to get, and give you fake special editions and overcharge for that, and make cars with fake backstories. The Black Ghost, and then literally overcharge you for stuff, and then basically stick it to you, and then when you try to trade it in, you basically
Oh,
so upside down you can't buy another car. Cool.
no.
Yeah.
It'd be
Oh
like
yeah.
Nissan saying, you know what? We're so performance oriented. We're only going to make the Z. Well, that's not going to save your company.
No. No, exactly. My pop tried to buy a 68 300 new, and they wouldn't come off the price, even $100. It was a 4-door hardtop. He walked and bought a new 69 Monterey. Yeah, he's right. Chrysler used to never lower their prices. Chrysler was very, very proud of their engineering and their pricing. Dodge, you can get deals on. Plymouth, you get deal. Chrysler, you'd never saw a deal on a Chrysler. Now it's, well, do you want it?
Now
Please,
you get a
please,
minivan.
please buy it. Please, we'll take another 10 grand off. Please, please, please.
Jeez.
Please, 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 please. Yeah, 89 Sentra. Actually, I know somebody that had one of those
Yeah.
for a very long time. You drove it into the ground.
Yeah. The mid 90s, everybody seemed to have a Sentra. Yeah, exactly.
But this is where we are with Stellantis and car market, the car companies in general, and you can see who knows what they're doing and see who's really clueless. Looking at you, Stellantis. McAleer is the worst choice ever for Chrysler. He's the worst choice ever. You know who's missing? What's his name? Oh God, Kuniskis. I haven't heard or seen of him in a long time. Tim Kuniskis, the guy, Mr. Hemi. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
he has some ambiguous role at Chrysler or Stellantis, some ambiguous role. He doesn't really in charge of anything, but he's something or other. And I have not heard from him in about 2 months. He's literally, for some reason, he did not get put head of Chrysler. It's like he's a CEO, that doesn't have a position right now. I mean, if you really think about it, he really does. He does nothing.
No.
I can't even think what his actual position is. Because he's the one that pushed for the Hemi. Oh my God, if you look it up, it says head of North American brands. So basically, he does nothing. No, seriously. I mean, he is named head of North American brands, North American marketing and retail strategy, and head of SRT performance and direct connection. And I have not seen or heard of this guy. I have not seen or heard from him in a month or two. Though, I mean, I'm looking here and like there's stuff from like 2 months ago. This guy is completely AWOL at this point. And why didn't he get Chrysler? He was the CEO of Dodge when they were making money. Why didn't he put him in charge? I'm confused, man. But you put McAleer, the guy that literally hey, Tony Imperial, you missed the whole thing on Chrysler. I'm so sorry. It's okay. You had a lodge meeting, Moose Lodge, Elk Lodge, because I'm a moose. I love Moose Lodge because I get double drinks for $5. I'll be very honest. Be very, very honest. $5 drinks. I'm there. But yeah, Kuniskis is missing, and I
maybe Kuniskis maybe he doesn't play ball with the, let's say, the current mentality, if that makes any sense.
True, but at this point, I don't know. He likes horsepower and stuff. So I can't imagine in this environment he'd be the guy you'd want out front.
I don't think they care. They must not. I mean,
I'm so confused. This is something that, I mean, literally, I'm looking for news stories, and literally the last thing is like February. I have not heard or seen of this guy in over a month, especially with Chrissy Fuel leaving. He's supposed to be the head of marketing for North America. He's a fellow moose. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, I love my lodge. It's not the prettiest, but my God, I get double makers for $5 in a glass.
That's half the fun. It's not supposed to be pretty. It's supposed to be like 1975 perpetual, you know?
Absolutely. We got pool tables and wood paneling. We are set, baby. We are set, and we have gambling. I like that even better.
I should join mine. I got one only like 3 miles from my house. I should.
And you can go to any moose lodge in the United States. And there's one that's down in Bradenton on the beach, and you can park there for free.
My parents used to be Elks, actually. Yes,
I'm a moose. Yeah. So I love my moose lodge, and I love being a moose. And you know, if worse comes to worse, I'll just move the Moose Haven, which is the old age home. It's up there in Jacksonville. I think they just gave you IVs of liquor.
Well, you're only like 3 years away, so I mean, hey,
exactly. I'm almost there.
We're almost there.
Look at this. Same thing with his. I love walking in our lodge. It's like walking into 1976. Yes, exactly. That is my lodge. It's 1976 in that lodge.
Mine is very much with the Christmas lights that really should have been changed out.
No, like it's $45 a year. Friggin' pony up.
I'm going to do that.
$45 a year, and you can go to any lodge and drink for almost nothing.
Yeah.
Is he a meniscus? What? Meniscus? Moose Haven is his future home. Look at that. He's already ready for it.
Is that actually a real place?
Yes, it is. It literally is a real place. As long as you stay a member of good standing, you are eligible. Look at, he's VP. He's a VP. Oh my God, he's a head muckety muck there. He's a VP in his lodge. I'm just a member. It's one of the few organizations I'm just a member. I have enough stuff with the Italian club. Literally, that's what made my hair go white. So I have enough. So that's why.
The drama.
And Mooseheart, yes. Mooseheart also. The charity. So you're gonna have to watch it on a replay because I actually exposed the Charger Huracan 6 is not being all that. It's kind of sad. It's really, really, really sad. I had. Wait, hold on.
Ready?
Oh, here it is. I do have one. See, look, I actually have my Moose magazine. They actually send you a nice magazine every month.
You know what? I'm going to bring
Dude,
this
I
up for
got
next episode. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool. Wow, that's classic looking right there.
there you go. I got Moose.
Remind me, Dennis. I think for next episode we can go through it a little bit. Kind of piggyback on the manual transmission discussion we had earlier. I've got a book from my friend John Harrell. His dad was a hot rodder, yada yada yada, and he gave me a bunch of neat books from the 50s and 60s, and one's from like the early 50s about how to buy a car, and it's actually still very relevant today, and talks about actually local shops even versus big shops and new professionalism. So a lot of things haven't changed. But one book, I have to find it, has a whole article. Now, mind you, this is like the late 50s, early 60s, and it actually says how what America needs are better manual transmissions. And even back then, they were realizing, okay, the 3 on the tree or just your regular standard shift was so antiquated compared to what even Europeans were doing. And unfortunately, America slipped away, no pun intended, slipped away from continuing the greatness of what a manual transmission can do, not just a slush box.
Hey, they had a guy that turned 101 at the lodge. Damn.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you're right, though. But, because honestly, American cars up and through, the mid-70s, late 70s, they had 3-speeds still. They still had 3-speed manuals. What a pointless transmission that is.
Right. That was my friend's 41 Plymouth.
Here you go. You have a new neighbor. LB Bruin's going to be moving to Ocala.
Oh, excellent.
There's a Moose Lodge up there.
There is, yes.
But yeah, there was a Roadrunner, a 72 Roadrunner next to me at Gartlett's show last year. Factory 3-speed. And the guy says the car is miserable to drive.
Yeah, that's how I knew someone in college that had a 68 Mustang 6 with the 3-speed. And it was just like, I might as well have a truck shift.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It literally was he said, it's like a truck shifter. The gear spacing is horrid. It doesn't stay in any power band.
But I'm being serious. I saw someone in a car show years ago, probably one of those Lincoln car shows. I forgot the actual year, but I think it was either late 30s or early, before the war, obviously. It was a Zephyr. It was a 4-speed manual with overdrive. I mean, they knew how to do it. So what happened? I don't know.
Well, Chrysler was bean counting. I mean, they never had any money because they made a lot of mistakes.
Sure. But again, I can see, actually go watch those old Mopar, car commercials and stuff for the training videos. They obviously put them on YouTube, but you could tell they were like the slideshow, the manual with the record.
Oh, yeah, I have some of those. Yes.
And there was literally there was a car that says, and you can get this, you're a 3-speed standard. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a 3-speed on the floor.
Yes.
Like Diplomat. I'm like, what? No way.
Oh, I'm done. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I like when they bring up facts. The 68 Mustang gas tank is the trunk floor. Yeah. Ford.
Yeah.
Ford.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Ford. They had some really great ideas.
Yeah. It was a floor. That's correct.
Jesus. That was an Iacocca car also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. All right. So I think we've talked it up, and I thank everybody that participated. I thank everybody. Okay, wait, LB Bruin. Okay, Mr. Hot Rodder, the cops got your name, address. No, they don't got my address. I put down 1060 West Addison. That's Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Wrigley Field, real cute. Yeah. I like the Wrigley Field. John Candy. I like the Wrigley Field part. Yeah, real cute.
Real cute.
West Addison.
West Addison.
Because I falsified my renewal.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus. But thanks a lot for everybody. And I have videos. I actually have a video out right now. That is on a tow liner that actually it's $30 and it actually works. It literally works. I actually got my 95 BMW perfect. I mean, literally the car is perfect. And it's honestly one of the best alignments I've done or I've seen because the wheel is perfectly straight. Everything is just so good. Tony Imperial is coming to Florida next week. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if we're ready for this. I don't know if we're ready for this. Are you coming to the show up in Ocala? Not Ocala, Inverness. They're having a show next weekend. So they're having a Chrysler show.
Are you going there?
Yes, I am. I'm going there.
Okay.
I'm going there. Inverness show.
That's not super far from me, technically.
No, it isn't. You just have to drive through Hillendale. You have to go through the swamp.
Huh.
Yeah. Yes, the Manix GTS. Yeah, I saw the thumbnail. I want to watch that when I have a little bit of downtime because the Manix car is just one of the coolest darts ever made. He's gonna be in Leesburg. Oh yeah, that's not that far from anything. Leesburg is literally
up here we call it Sleesburg.
Yeah, Sleazyburg. Yeah,
Sleesburg. It's about 30 miles from me, about 25 miles from me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Wildwood about 40 miles from Inverness. It's a ways from Tampa, but then there's also a Jack in a Box that's I think less than 30 miles from there. That I'm gonna be eating at this weekend. Yes.
Where's your Jack in the Box at? Where is it at?
It's in
Orlando. I thought you said
it's north of Orlando. It's north. I'd have to look. But I literally, I'm going to go have lunch there on Saturday before the meetup I'm doing on Saturday night. And yeah, I'm doing a meetup with people that talk pop culture because cars and pop culture are very, very similar. It's amazing how things actually kind of go along. When pop culture is good, cars are great. When the pop culture sucks, we got the 1970s.
Yep, sure.
Hold on, just give me a second. I'll tell you exactly where it is. Jack in the Box. It is in Longwood. It's in Longwood, Florida.
We talked about that. We did, right? Longwood.
Yeah, it's in Longwood. I like to hang out and talk cars. Tony, yeah, I kind of do too. Slightly. Just slightly. But yeah, so yeah, I'm going to do a little meetup and see some other YouTubers and see what that does. Should have some fun. But so yeah, I have my video on my aligner. I actually have a couple of cool videos I'm working on right now that I'm very excited. But yeah, the aligner one I'm really, really happy about. I honestly, this is a product for $30 that you can't beat. It beats using a stick and tape measures, and it beats using string. So there's that. Yeah, and Fluno, and thank you very much, Fluno.
Yeah.
And once again, thank everybody that participated. Without you, there's really no reason to do this. And as always, if anybody has anything fun to drive or anything cool, just take it out because you'll make someone's day and it will be your own, because that always happens. And as always, we will see you very soon. And everybody have a really nice night. And I guess that's about it. I guess to say goodnight, Gracie, right?
Yeah. Good night. Yeah. Good night, Dick. Good night, Dick. I'm laughing.
Yeah. Okay.
Good night, Gracie. Bye, everyone.
Bye. If you liked what you saw, subscribe. If you didn't, thank you for watching to this point. And as always, if you have a cool car or something fun to drive, take it out. You'll make someone's day, probably your own.